Do you develop anxiety when you sense another person is upset with you? Or you decide to always avoid conflict just to maintain peace? Or you find yourself always walking on eggshells when someone seems not to like you? Then this week's message is for you. This is the message you need to start healing. Hello everyone, my name is Mariam Adebukola Adiola and this is my growth story unscripted, where I share my personal growth journey over the years, how I have progressed, just to inspire young women and girls out there. As usual, this is unscripted. We flow with the vibe, we flow with the message. Let's get started. As usual, I always start with my own personal story. And I must say this, I am also that person who always wants to maintain peace. I always avoid conflict, even at my own detriment. When people do something, when they go beyond the boundary that I really want to set, I will just let it slide because I don't want problem. I just want peace. And sometimes when it seems someone is upset with me, I'm always overthinking in my head, what have I done wrong? Is this person okay with me? What's this person thinking about me right now? What is going on in the mind of this person? And all of that. So I call it fantasies. And also, I'm also that person that always walk on eggshell when it seems someone doesn't like me. Twice I am or I was. The reality is I was that person, but right now I'm transitioning from being that person to being the real me. That Mariam that does not really care about what anyone thinks. That Mariam that doesn't really care about, okay, what is this person thinking, what that person thinking. I have to go back to my true self, who I was, who I really was before all the role playing. And it all started from, I always say, most of these instances that we find ourselves now, most of these scenarios that are going on in our life right now, most of them started from childhood. And if you're that person that always find yourself overthinking everything, always find yourself getting uncomfortable with someone not liking you, getting uncomfortable with someone being upset with you, if you're that person that always if you're that person that always walks on eggshell, when you sense someone is upset with you and you just want to maintain peace, you just want the person to like you, just want the person to be okay with you, we are in the same show, we are in the same boat. And in my own case, it started from when I was childhood, as I said earlier. I grew up in a conflicting home, yeah, I must say that. And there were always conflicts. On days that there was no conflict, everyone will be living as a big happy family, you know, merry, laughing, everything, living happily. And when there was conflict, there was always this tense atmosphere. There was always this not so good atmosphere at home. And being who I was, that was when I started trying to crave peace. That was when I started trying to maintain peace, that I really want everything to be lost on me every day. I want the happy scene, the happy atmosphere every day. That was when I started trying to avoid conflict. I would do anything to ensure there was peace. I didn't want to experience conflict at home and at the same time go out there and experience conflict with another person. I just wanted peace. That was where I started. And also, as a matter of fact, my as a matter of fact, my parents went their separate ways. I was barely 8. As far as I can remember, I was barely 8. And my father took custody of us. For some period, we were always with him. He was the only one doing everything. But at a point, it was not around. It was always around during the weekend. So we had to be in the care of our stepmother. And that period too was not really I just want to use mild and nice words. I don't want to use I don't want to use harsh words. Those periods were actually not really nice. We had days that we bonded, and most of the days it was traumatic. Most of the days it was traumatic. And that period, I really just wanted those days that everything was nice. Those days that we bonded. I really want those times that she was being nice and accommodating, not most of the days that everything was, what's the word to use? Everything was abusive and traumatic. So that was another thing that culminated to me being that person, turning to that person that doesn't want conflict, that just wants their peace, that just wants to be at peace with everyone. And my dad too, being a strict man, he was now it's not that we all are now living our good life, everyone is now okay with every other person, but man was a highly strict man. He was a highly strict man, and we had that time dealing with him too. So there were a lot of periods that I just don't want any trouble from him. At a point, whatever he says, I just let him be. Whatever he says, I don't even say anything back. Because I got tired at a point, getting blamed, being scolded, and all of that thing. That period too actually contributed to me turning to that person who just doesn't want anyone to get upset at her. That person that's always looking out for, is this person okay with me? Is that person okay with me? Hope this person likes me, hope that person likes me. And all this happened, and I took it into adulthood. I took into other relationships with friends, with acquaintances, with colleagues, with even strangers. I Because of that, I allowed a lot of excesses. People were stepping beyond the boundaries that normally I would set, and I would just let it slide just because I don't want confrontation. I don't want this person to become upset with me. I don't want this person to see me as a bad person. Let me just let it slide. I accommodated and tolerated a lot of excesses at my own peace, at the cost of my own peace, at the cost of my own happiness, at my own abandonment for a long period of years. That was how I lived. Some friends they overstepped boundaries, and I just let it slide. I just give excuses for them because I don't want to break or sever relationship with this person. Some other people too, even within family and all of that, someone will just do something that really upset me, is not really comfortable, that I'm not really comfortable with, and I will just be like, you know what, man, just let it slide. It is one thing if those things don't really get to me. If they don't really get to me, then it's no problem. I will know that okay, I just let it slide. But they really got to me. But I let them slide because I don't want conflict. I don't want to confront this person. I don't want the situation. I don't want to confront this person. I don't want the situation where there will be tense atmosphere, where there will be severance of relationship. So I just want everything to go smoothly at my own detriment, at the expense of my own peace. Then I got tired of that. I got tired of working with fear and anxiety. I got tired of dealing with people with fear and anxiety. And I told myself, Mariam, this this identity doesn't befit you. This identity doesn't serve you. This identity is costing you your peace. And you need to go back to your true self. Who were you before all this trying to avoid conflict kind of identity? So I'm stepping into that true me, my true self, who didn't care about what anyone thinks, who would just say happy and just be herself, get upset is not my responsibility. And On today's episode of My Growth Story Unscripted, I know that I'm not the only one in this show. I know that there are lots of young women and girls out there who are always trying to maintain peace, who are always the peacemaker at the expense of their own peace, who are always trying to avoid conflict to their own abandonment. I know there are lots of girls and young women out there who are always living in fear and anxiety, tolerating excesses, tolerating overstepping of boundaries just because they want to maintain peace. And it is now getting overwhelming. It is now eating you up. It is now eating at your peace, and you really want to get out of that rut. I'm here for you. And I'm here to remind you that you are not alone on this journey. You can go back to your true self. You can be at peace again with yourself. You can live life fully again. And today, that is what I'm helping you to do. Because it is time you reclaim yourself. It is time you reclaim your true self. It is time you reclaim your true energy. It is time you step into that identity where you just continue to be you, where you're just kind, where you're just the normal you without trying to please anyone, without trying to want someone to like you. So sit back and let's ride on this journey together because you are about to start your healing journey. And I'm so glad to share this message with you. Your background story might be different from mine, slightly different from mine, but now we find ourselves in the same boat. And the first thing to do is you have to go back. When did it all start? When did you start embodying that identity of trying to avoid conflict? What turns you into that person that is always sensitive when she senses that someone is upset with her and she doesn't feel comfortable with that? When did it all start? You have to go back, study the pattern. A friend asks you that, please do this for me, help me do this. And you know that, as a matter of fact, you are not in the right space to do that thing. The normal thing to do is, oh, baby girl, I'm so sorry, I won't be available to do that. I would really love to help. I would really love to shop for you. I would really love to do this for you. But right now, I'm not in the right place to do that. Can you please find someone else? And I promise to make it up to you. It's as simple as that. But you wouldn't want to say that just because in your head, you believe that if I say this to this person may take it bad and become upset with me. And I don't want that. Why would you want to maintain peace at the expense of your own peace? You need to stop that. So when did you become that person that always puts our own feelings at the extreme end and put other feelings first? So you have to go back to your story, your background story. When did it all start? That's the first thing you have to do. And now you also need to understand that you can't be loved by everyone. Even if you're the kindest person on earth, if you're the most generous person on earth, not everyone will love you. You really need to understand that you can't be loved by everyone. You trying to want A to love you, B to love you, C to love you, it's going to weigh you down. It will drain your energy. You can't be loved by everyone. You need to understand that. So the best thing to do is be yourself. Be yourself. Be the true you. And let those who will love you for being you. And those who will do the otherwise, let it be fine with you. You have to first and foremost accept the reality that no matter what you do, no matter how well you want to put yourself, no matter how considerate you want to be, no matter how empathetic you want to be, you still can't be loved by everyone. Why can't it just be you? That true you that wants our own inner peace and will not sacrifice our own inner peace just to give peace to another person, just to maintain peace with another person. Accept that you can't be loved by everyone. And you trying to even be loved by everyone is trying to control other people's actions, other people's emotions. You can't. You can't control people's emotions. Who wouldn't love you wouldn't love you. But you're now trying to try so hard. You're trying to put in so much effort to get loved by other people. And when they still don't love you, no matter how much you try, you now get overwhelmed. You get tired. It saps your energy. So, baby girl, today I put it to you that you can't be loved by everyone. You trying to be loved is what is putting you into this messy situation right now. It is what is costing you your peace. It is what is eating away your peace. You want to do something, you are pulling back, you are limiting yourself just because you are thinking, I don't know if I say this, if I do this, if I act this way, people will look at me in some certain way, people will say something about me, people will not like me. Why should you care? So first and foremost, I repeat, accept that you can't be loved by everyone. Just like you can't be loved by everyone, you can't control people's emotions and feelings. You cannot. If you say something or you act in a certain way and that person is upset, it is normal for the person to be upset. You cannot try to control the other person's feeling or emotion not to get upset. It is not your responsibility not to make them upset. Yours is to ensure that you're being kind, you're not causing deliberate or intentional harm, you're just being you, living your own life, doing your own thing. If the other person gets upset, just because you say no, it is their problem, not your problem. It is not your problem to fix. It is like saying, I love to be indoor. And another person says, I love to be outdoor. Follow me outdoor. And you're like, I'm so sorry. I'm afraid I can't follow you outdoor. I love to be indoor. And the other person gets upset about it. And now you're not feeling bad because you love to be indoor. And you told the other person, I love to be indoor. I can't follow you outdoor. The person gets upset and you're not feeling bad. For what? The person too should come indoor. It's as simple as that. The other person too should come indoor and stay with you indoor. That's how it is. Don't sacrifice your peace for other people. Don't sacrifice your sanity for other people. You can't control people's emotions. You can't control their feelings. If you say your piece, if you set your boundary, if you do your thing, if you're just being you, and someone is upset about that, baby girl, why should you be bothered? It is not your responsibility to fix their emotions. Everyone is an adult. Everyone knows what he or she is doing. It is their responsibility to work on their emotional intelligence. Their responsibility to work on their emotions. Yours is to ensure that you're not hurting anyone. You're not causing harm to anyone. You're just being you, setting your boundaries, living your life, saying no when you really want to say no, and yes when you want to say yes. If anyone else gets upset about that, it is not your responsibility to fix their emotions. Even when you get someone offended, when you do something that's offensive, and the other person is upset, it is normal for the person to be upset. It is normal for the other person to be upset. You can't say, I don't want her to be upset. Why would she be upset because I did that thing? It is normal, even if you do something offensive to the other person, it is normal for the person to be offensive, to find it offensive and be offended and get upset. If you know you are really guilty, yours is to take responsibility in the sense that you try to communicate with the person, you try to apologize for whatever you've done, when you know that you really have caused the person harm. Yours is to do the right thing, do the right thing by the person. And now, if the person chooses not to let go now, or in the next 1 week or 2 weeks, you can't force the person to not be upset anymore with you. Give them the time to decide if they really don't want to get upset with you anymore. And now, if you know you've done the right thing by the person, you're just a normal human being and you just made a mistake, you overstepped your boundary with the other person, you just made a mistake and you have apologized, you're trying to placate the situation, and the other person is still not ready to let go. Now you have to just be you. Give them time. Don't try to control people's emotions. Don't try to control people's feelings. Give them time, and if they're now taking it overboard, then you know you've done your part. You just normal human being and you've made a mistake. If you really accept that you've made a mistake and you try to handle the situation, now you shouldn't be too hard on yourself. You shouldn't get mad at yourself. You have made a mistake. You have tried to correct your mistake. Let the other person be in their feelings. You have the right to get upset. Yours is to just do the right thing by the person and let the person be. If they choose to accept your apology, nice. If they choose not to accept your apology, nice. Life moves on. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Don't eat your own peace up. Another reality you have to accept is conflict is normal. Disagreement is normal. Everyone cannot be on the same page with you. And you can't be on the same page with everyone. You can't have the same opinion as everyone. And everyone cannot have the same opinion as you. And people are supposed to hold their own opinion. It is now your responsibility, it is your duty to decide whether you want to take their opinion for what it is, or you just want to anyhow you want to deal with it. Do you really want to take their opinion to your own life, or decide this opinion is not for me? Conflict is normal, disagreement is normal. Your best food can be another person's worst food, or food that another person will not even want to take. You love thriller, another person loves rom-com. Because you love thriller doesn't make you a bad person. Because the other person loves rom-com doesn't make the other person a bad person. People are afraid to hold their opinion. Likewise, people can hold opinions about you. Some people can be like you're snob. Some people can be like you're hypocritical. Some people can be like you're controversial. Some people can have opinion about you that, oh, you're such a sweet being. You're such a sweet art. You are such a beautiful soul. People can form opinion about you. People can disagree with your own views. Does it make your view wrong? Not at all. You have to start accepting the reality that conflict is normal. If you say something and someone goes against you, it is normal. It is not your responsibility to say, okay, do I really want to pay attention to this person, or I just want to let it go. Everyone can hold opinion. People can even hold opinion about you. To decide which opinion to accept into your life and which opinion to discard. And when people go against you, you should learn to manage your own emotions. And that's one thing I'm currently working on, that I've been working on. You know, there were times that I had expectations of some certain people, close people, and when they go against me, I feel like you shouldn't have done this. I flared up that I was not expecting you to do this. I was not expecting you to say this to me. I was not expecting you to act, act in this way against me. But the reality is, I could not and I cannot control their emotions. I cannot control their actions. Mine is to learn to control my own reactions to them. And that is one of the things I'm really working on. I've been working on, and I'm very grateful and proud of where the state I am right now. Even if you're if you're the closest person to me, and you do something, I decide how I want to take it. I decide how I want to deal with it. I decide where I want to put you. I don't let it get to me. I don't let your opinion get to me. I decide what I want to do with your opinion. I don't just want your opinion anyhow. And you have to be in that state too. Just because it is because you are attaching too much importance to other people's opinion. That is why you are getting anxious over nothing. Oh, this person has this opinion about me that I'm a bad person. Why should you care? Certainly, another person has an opinion about you that you're a good person. People will have their opinion, they will continue to have their opinion. Don't be phased out by someone's opinion about that you're a bad person. Don't be too flattered by another person's opinion about that you're a good person. Yours is just to be you, live your life, be kind, be you, be your true self, own your own true identity. Who will love you for you, will love you for being you, who will love you for being you, will not love you for being you. No matter how much you try to be loved, you cannot always be loved. No matter how much you try to maintain peace, you cannot always experience or get peace from other people. No matter how much you try to avoid conflict, there will always be conflict. Even your closest friends who will disagree with you on certain matters. Yours is to know how to deal with it. That is it. If you are living your life a certain way, there will be some people that will be like, why is she acting this way? Why is she doing this? They will go against you, they will oppose you. Yours is just to do your thing, nonetheless, without listening to another person's noise in your head. So you first and foremost, you have to accept that you can't be loved by everyone. Next, you have to accept that you can't control people's emotions. People are free to to be upset, to be whatever they want to be. And also you have to accept that disagreement is normal, conflict is normal. It is how you deal with it that matters. What you do with it that matters. And also, you need to learn to just be you. You need to learn to be you. You have to go back to that moment when you've not started all the role playing. Because what you're doing right now is role playing. Okay, let me put it like this. Someone just encroach into your space and you're not comfortable with it. And you really, really, really want to scream. You really, really, really want to express yourself that, nah, bro, baby girl, what you just did is unacceptable. But you would do just because you don't want the other person to see you as being too much. You don't want the other person to feel like you're overreactive. You don't want the other person to feel like you're overreacting. So you just let it slide. You know, if you're truly a peacemaker, that okay, you are letting it slide just because you don't want it to matter, just because the person's action doesn't matter, just because it doesn't get to you. You will know that you are truly a peacemaker. But if truly and truly the person's action got to you, but you're just trying to let it slide just because you don't want problem, that is where problem is. What you're doing is role playing. That's not your true self. If someone does something offensive, they really want to scream at the person, you really want to yell at the person, you really want to, it doesn't mean that you have to yell all of the time. But sometimes it might be needed. Or you really want to tell the person that, no, what you did is unacceptable in the most polite way, or in a polite way, in the most direct way. You want to tell the person what you did is unacceptable. Tell the person, but if you're not trying to just let it go and just try not to get bothered by it. You try not to get bothered by it just because you want to maintain peace. That's where the problem is. If truly it doesn't get to you, fine for you. But if truly it got to you, let the other person know that no, I'm not accepting this. So you have to be you, be real. You go back to that period when you have not started role playing. If it was from your childhood that you started to just maintain peace, you started taking on the peacemaker identity, you started letting a lot of things slide just because you didn't want trouble, just because you didn't want to be at trouble with the other person, you don't want to be at loggerhead with the other person. Now think, who were you before you started taking on that role? Before you started taking on that identity. Who were you? Think, go back to the period before that time. It can be that you started your role playing at the age of 13, or you started your role playing at the age of 8, or even at the age of 5. Who were you before the age of 5, before the age of 13, before the age of 8? Who were you before you started trying to maintain peace at your own detriment? Who were you before you started to maintain peace at your own abandonment? Who were you? Were you that girl that if anyone steps on your foot, just like stepping on your foot, you get angry, like, no, you tell the person, if you're that kind of person, that's who you truly are. If you now realize that at a point, if someone steps on your foot, you just like, okay, maybe they did it unintentionally, don't let me cause trouble, don't let me make a big deal out of it. Then that was when you started role playing, because that's not who you are. You have to go back to who you were before all of this started. Because really, the identity you're taking on now is eating away your peace. If anything you're doing is making you anxious, if you're tolerating anything that's making you anxious, that you have to be overthinking, getting sensitive every time, thinking, what's this person thinking? How should I do with this? How should I do with that? What do I say to this? Should I say anything? Should I not say anything? If anything is happening in your life, or anyone is doing anything to you, you have to be, and you have to walk on eggshell, as I said earlier, then you really need to sit back and think and reflect, who were you before all this shenanigans started. Because that's not, if you're doing anything and it's costing your peace, that's not who you are. You are literally living or taking up another role. You are taking up another identity entirely. Because if you're the type that, okay, if anyone does anything to me, I don't even care. They don't matter to me. Whatever they do, they don't matter to me. Because trust me, I'm the kind of person that if an outsider does anything to me, I just, I don't care. I don't even look at you. I just flash it away that, who are you? Doesn't even matter to me. And sometimes you actually go overboard and let you know that, maybe girl, you went overboard. But most of the time, people that are not really close to me, people that I don't see them as being matter. Like, they don't matter to me. If you do anything that it's kind of offensive, most of the time I just brush it off. Not because I want to brush it off, but because it doesn't even get to me. But most of the times, people who are close to me, people who are even closer or closest to me, tiny, tiny inactions or actions from them like this, it really gets to me. It really gets to me. And sometimes it's just like, okay, let me just let it be. Because if I say anything, to be like I'm overreacting. If I raise it up, it will be like I'm a bad person most of the times. So that's not who I am. I'm the person that you mess up with me, I let you know that you mess up with me. You set a boundary, you overstep the boundary, I let you know you overstep the boundary. If you now overstep the boundary or you mess up with me, and I'm not saying anything, especially if you are even close to me and I'm not saying anything, I'm just trying to maintain peace that is not there. The real me, you mess up with me, I let you know you mess up with me. I don't give room for trying to be only that, okay, I'm trying to package anything, I'm trying to let anything slide. No, I'm not letting anything slide. You need to know that you just messed up. And even if it's an outsider or a stranger that does something and I really, really, really don't want you to let it slide, I let you know. I call your bluff that just misbehave. I let you know that you just misbehave. That's who I am. So if you do anything and I'm trying to just let it be, I'm just trying to be my peacemaker identity, which I'm not. Which I'm not. I can be kind, but really, 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 I don't, the real me is not nice. You can't, the real me, I've thought about it. The real me was never nice. I've always been kind from I've always been kind from when I was very, very young. I have always been the type of person that relates with everyone, the happy-go-lucky girl, living life, no struggle, living life, no pressure, relate with people. If I sense that okay, you're the type that is trying to be too hard, I let you be. I don't even come into your space. I relate with people that I know that I'm okay with the way. We share values and at the same time we share love. I don't even care whoever you are. That was who I was. That was who I was. I was not even trying to win anyone over. The real me, I was never trying to win anyone over. People that resonate with me, I resonated with them. I was not never there was when I was in my 2, 3, 4, 5 years, 6 years, wherever you were, I related with only people that related with me. I was never trying to gain new friends into my life. I meet you where you meet me. That was who I was. Until the role playing thing started, trying to be nice to everyone, trying to gain attention, trying to be cool, trying to be in everyone's good. I was even growing up, relatives, like other relatives around me, they were like, I was rude. They were like, I was this spoiled brat. I was that spoiled brat. They said I was rude. Anyway, I never knew. Other relatives then, when I was very young, they said I was rude. Very, very, especially from my partner's side, they would be like, I was rude. They complained about me a lot. But all of a sudden, I became that person that no one complains about. How? Why? How come? I was that rude brat growing up. No, I was kind among my peers, but adults would be like, some adults would be like, I was rude. There was this, there was that. All of a sudden, I'm no more rude. All of a sudden, I'm trying to be in everyone's nice book, everyone's good book. When did that start? I was never the overly nice person in my early years. All of a sudden, I started taking up the nice, the nice girl identity. And that's not who I am. I'm the kind of person that I don't give a damn about you. If you resonate with me, I resonate with me. I'm that kind of person. I lose love. I lose vibe. I lose energy. I give happy vibe. I've always been that girl when I was little. I give happy vibe everywhere I was. As a matter of fact, when I was very younger, I called every single person by their name. I called every single person by their name. It was even later that some the mothers of those person that they said were older than me, like, it's not your mate, it's not your mate, blah 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 blah. I called every single person by their name. What is overly respectful thing? I was never that kind of girl. I was never that kind of girl. I didn't whatever you say, I didn't give a damn about whatever you say. But I must say, I've always been that sweet girl. I've always been that sweet girl. Everyone, even when you say, okay, Mariam is good, you will still be able to say, okay, she's a sweet girl. Because I share vibes. I share the happy vibes. I was always the happy-go-lucky girl that, you know what? I was always the life. Not everywhere. I was the life wherever I was. Because I was not everywhere, but I was the life wherever I was. Because with my peers at our house then, I related with everyone. But all those kids that were trying to be snob, I don't give a damn about it. I don't even try to win anyone over. At shop, I was I was live with my peers. And those other girls that were trying to be whatever they call themselves, I don't even give a damn about you. At school, I was live with everyone. And if you were not trying to be live with me, I don't care. I was that girl. I was literally that girl. All of a sudden, I'm trying to win everyone's good book. I was trying to win everyone over. I was trying to be good to everyone. And normally, if you don't deserve it, I will not give it to you. All of a sudden, even to the undeserving, to the deserving, to the less deserving, under deserving, over deserving, I give the same energy that I don't even give to myself. And now I'm reclaiming that true self. I'm reclaiming that Mariam back. Doesn't make me less kind. Doesn't make me less kinder. It doesn't make me less of a person. It doesn't make me less of a human. Now I'm becoming even more evil man. Now I'm accepting that I am I'm not infallible. I'm fallible. I'm bound to make mistakes. I am bound to take some wrong steps. At the same time, people are bound to say whatever they want to say about me. They are free to hold any opinion about me. Mine is just to take it with a pinch of salt. Look at it, dissect it. Is the opinion really, really honest? Is it really meaningful? Is it really impactful? And if the opinion is negative, I let it go. I stay clear of it. That's where I'm right now. I'm trying. I'm not there yet, but I'm trying to reclaim the real me. I've always been kind, a sweet girl, but at the same time, I was that person that I always give energy to those who deserve it. I always give you the energy that you give to me. I don't go overboard at the expense of my own peace. That's it. I got selfish when I'm there to be selfish. I got empathetic when I'm there to be empathetic. I got altruistic when I needed to be altruistic. I don't just try to share vibes to everyone. I share vibes to those who really want the vibe, not those who don't want it. Because they try to give vibe to someone that doesn't want it. You just get hurt. Baby girl, learn to become you. Who were you before all the role playing, before trying to take on the identity that was never yours? Who were you? And the last but not the least, you need to learn never to maintain fear at the cost of your own peace. Someone is going overboard, someone is overstepping boundaries, someone is doing something that you find uncomfortable, you are inconvenient with it, but you were keeping it, you're bottling it up just because you don't want to be so much. You don't want to be the bad person, you don't want to be like overreactive, just because you want to be understanding. And inside of you, it is eating you up. Inside of you, it is eating your peace. Inside of you, you are going gaga. Why would you tolerate such? Now you need to learn to set boundaries, healthy boundaries. You need to learn to say no when you really need to say no. You need to learn to say yes when you want to say yes. You need to learn to turn down offers or turn down whatever it is when you don't feel comfortable with it. You need to learn to just be kind and not be nice. Nice is you trying to be there for everyone, even when it costs you. You trying to put every other person before you and leave your own self, leave yourself unattended to. You can't give what you don't have. You can't give what you don't have. The overdoing, the overgiving, you need to put it in check. You need to learn how to balance everything. Now be you. This is the time to learn how to be at peace with yourself. That whatever peace you're giving to another person, you're not giving it at the expense of your own peace. It doesn't mean you have to stop being that friend that shows up for all your friends. It doesn't mean you have to be that person that stops caring about other people. It doesn't mean you have to be that person that is mean. Not at all. It just means that whatever you do, don't do it at the expense of your own peace. Whatever, just learn that. Whatever if I do this thing now and I'm not going to feel comfortable with it, if I do this thing now and I'm going to get anxious about it, if I do this thing now and I'm going to get unstable about it, I'm going to regret doing it. Don't do it. If you're going to give anything that at the end of the day you're going to regret giving it, at the end of the day it's going to tell on you that you give it. Don't give it. Learn to balance what you give. Don't give beyond what you have because it's going to get overwhelming. You're going to get tired. Learn to love from a place of peace. Learn to love from a place of ease. Don't give love that you give the love and you feel used, you feel exhausted, you feel drained. No, only show up when you really can show up. Don't show up at the expense of your own peace. Baby girl, I know that it's not an easy journey. It is not, never. It is never. This healing is never an easy journey. But it is better that you start healing than staying stuck. Because after a month or years, you will be grateful that you start your healing journey. Remember that healing is hard, but staying stuck is harder. And on this journey of becoming the higher version of you, on this journey of healing, on this journey of reclaiming your energy, on this journey of reclaiming your true self, I am with you. I am rooting for you. Until next time that we meet on my true story unscripted. Continue growing.